at 13011 120th Ave in Ottumwa invite you to their second annual Trunk or Treat and Lighted Tour on Saturday, October 12th. Trunk or Treat from 6 to 7 p.m. is free. Lighted Tour from 6 to 7:30 is $10. And get a full scale from 7:30 to 9 for $15 per person. Come find out why Mayhem Haunted House has been voted the best haunted house in Iowa for multiple times. Open for the Halloween season, Friday and Saturdays, October 18th through November 2nd. Cost is $15. Get ready to scream at Mayhem Haunted House in Ottumwa.
Enchanted Events Venue of Sigourney presents a formal dinner and silent auction fundraising for the children on Saturday, October 26th. Benefits go to funding for school supplies, winter clothing, and holiday gifts for students in need at Pekin, Sigourney, Keota, and Tri-County schools. Donations for area food pantries will also be accepted at the door. Cost is $25 per person at the door, or a table of 8 for $200. Donations are being accepted for the silent auction. Enchanted Events Venue is located just south of Sigourney off Highway 149 at 20595 255th Street. Fundraising for the children formal dinner and silent auction is Saturday, October 26th from 5:30 to 10 p.m. Reserve your seats today. Adam Clark for Sheriff. Veteran Integrity Leadership. Adam Clark, candidate for Keokuk County Sheriff, is a native of Keokuk County. He's devoted his adult life to service at both the national and community levels. In addition to his service as a law enforcement professional, Adam works extensively with local youth programs and is actively involved in the community. Some of Adam Clark's initiatives are to strengthen the Keokuk County Sheriff's Department. He wants to collaborate with communities countywide and work to establish a school resource officer. Vote Adam Clark for Sheriff at the general election November 5th. Delta Fire and Rescue presents the Delta Haunted House at 109 North Center Street in Delta. Admission is just $10 per person. The Delta Haunted House is open each Friday and Saturday throughout October and on Halloween night from 8 to 10 p.m. Food and drinks will be available for purchase, and now accepting cash and most major credit cards. It's the Delta Fire and Rescue Delta Haunted House, Fridays and Saturdays in October and on Halloween night. Sigourney Keota football fans, Steve Shetler Media is teaming up with Clint Dye of Tag Team Photography to bring you coverage of Sigourney Keota football this fall. You've seen Clint's fantastic photos of Sigourney Keota football over the last few years, and now Clint is bringing those talents to be showcased on Steve Shetler Media. We're going to have pictures and action shots of each and every game, an in-depth article, and a video highlight of the game as well. You won't miss a thing with Sigourney Keota football coverage right here this year on Steve Shetler Media.
And here's your host, Steve Shetler.
Hey, welcome into the morning wake up here on Steve Shetler Media. It's a Friday. Thank God it's Friday. It's October 11th and 52 degrees here in Sigourney, Iowa. Our morning wake up being sponsored by our headliners, Stam Garden Center and Nursery, where you can experience the color. They are right along Highway 92 East, Oskaloosa. Stam Garden Center and Nursery and Autumn Acres this time of the year. You got to get into Autumn Acres. Take the kids, have a good time at Autumn Acres, located at Stam Garden Center and Nursery. Monday through Saturday, 9 to 6, closed on Sundays. Check them out. We thank Oski Dental for sponsoring our studios. And you can schedule your appointment with Dr. Dan at 641-673-4845. They are accepting new patients. Oski Dental will file your insurance forms for you. They're a Delta Dental provider at 902 South 17th Street, Oskaloosa. We thank Oski Dental, thank Stam Garden Center and Nursery. Let's take a look at our weekend weather. It's up next. It's brought to us by the Garden Gate, located at 105 South Jefferson in Sigourney. And sunshine today, warm. In fact, for this time of the year, I would say hot. A high around 87 degrees. And sunshine for today. Winds, let's see, they'll be gusting up to about 20 miles per hour at times today. Tonight, mostly cloudy. A low of 55. Should have a nice evening for some high school football. Tomorrow, mostly sunny. We will cool down a few degrees. A high around 80. A low of 49 on Saturday night. And then Sunday, just 65 for the high. So we go from 87 today to just 65 on Sunday. In fact, let me look at our extended forecast. On Monday, just a high of 58. And we could see freezing temps on Monday night. So be advised of that. We will rebound into the mid-70s by late next week. But yeah, going to see kind of unusual highs today, and then definitely feeling more like October by the end of this weekend. Current conditions, we do have humidity at just 69%. Winds are south at about 10 miles per hour. Barometer at 30.12, dew point at 47. And currently, according to the National Weather Service equipment right here in the Oski Dental Studios, we do have 52 degrees here in Sigourney, Iowa. Your weather brought to us by the Garden Gate in Sigourney. Well, earlier today, we put up our This or That. It's always brought to us by Stacy Flynn at the Legacy Insurance Group and Welcome Realty. This should be a hotly debated this or that. Man, this is impossible to choose. Burgers or tacos? Man, I like both. It's a tough choice. Burgers, I suppose. But man, tacos are a close second. Depending on the day or the night or the time that we're eating, I could go either way on this one, but I would just slightly go towards a hamburger on this one. So that's our this or that. Good luck on making your decision on that one. You can find that goes up every weekday morning at 6 a.m. Our question of the day, it'll go up at noon on Facebook. It's brought to us by Amy's Salon House and Spa, 202 North Main in Sigourney. What's the bug that creeps you out the most? Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of bugs this time of the year. Of course, spiders. But I tell you what, I took my dogs out the last few days, kind of that 3 o'clock time frame, and the ladybugs are just atrocious at that time of the day. The sun is kind of, the sun gets where it's getting at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's pretty warm. The ladybugs are going crazy at that time of the day. So I don't know. What's the bug that creeps you out the most? I would say, the creepiest bug, now that I think about it, are those little centipede, millipede things that are the creepy crawly with the bazillion legs. It seems like whenever the bug man comes and sprays at our house and sprays in the basement, those things just come out from wherever they're hiding, like an hour or so after he gets done spraying, and they live. Gross. That is our question of the day. Let's look at our tournament. Our For the Fun of It tournament. It's scary this month. For the Fun of It tournament, scary movie villains in this month of October. It's sponsored by Mayhem Haunted House in Ottumwa. They've got their trunk or treat coming up tomorrow. So if you want to take the kids, basically, if you want to take your kids to the haunted house in Ottumwa, tomorrow is the time to do it. Otherwise, it's going to get scary really quick. So trunk or treat tomorrow. The full scare tomorrow night starts at 7:30, and then it'll be scary the rest of the month and into that first weekend in November. Mayhem Haunted House. So our matchup right now that goes till 6 p.m. this evening is Chucky, the possessed little Psycho doll going against Norman Bates from Psycho. So you got a doll, a scary doll, going against Norman Bates. Is that like the perfect picture of Norman Bates right there? Norman Bates from Psycho. Norman against Chucky. What a great matchup. Classic character of Norman Bates from Psycho and Chucky. When did Chucky show up? Late 80s? Right around 1990, probably. So get your votes in. Thumbs up for Chuck or a heart for Norm. Get your votes in. That was posted at 6 p.m. last evening. Goes through 6 p.m. this evening with the voting. Now, our current brackets, we've got 4 that have moved on so far. Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, Jaws beating Leatherface. Can any of these characters beat a giant shark? I mean, it's ridiculous to think about, but it is funny. Jaws, the giant shark, he could eat basically anybody. And then Freddy Krueger over there in the bottom right corner. So some classic characters making it through to the next round so far in our tournament. Chucky against Norman Bates going right now. What else we got going on? Let's do our, before I forget, don't want to pass this up, our Team of the Week. Kelly Style State Farm Team of the Week, as voted on by you guys, our viewers of Steve Shetler Media Facebook. Montezuma football. They had a really good year this year, and they were voted our Team of the Week for this week. So they had how many votes? 282 votes. So a lot of votes for Montezuma football. They are our Team of the Week. Congratulations to those guys. Our Athlete of the Week voted, let's see here, this guy had 447 votes. Cardinal football. You know, if you're familiar with high school football here in Southeast Iowa, you know Cardinal football has had a rough season. They haven't had a ton to celebrate, but I tell you what, Chase Johnson had a nice game last week. As you can see there, 198 all-purpose yards, 3 touchdowns. So congratulations to Chase, the folks at Cardinal rallying around Chase Johnson and Cardinal football. Chase voted our Athlete of the Week. Congratulations to Chase again. 447 votes. Now I'm keeping track of all the athletes and the teams with the amount of votes that they get each week, because I'm tracking this stuff for next year when we do our Athlete of the Week our Athlete of the Year and our Team of the Year. We will have Athlete and Team of the Year in August of 2025. So obviously we're a long ways away, but I got to keep track of this stuff. And so right now, let's see, this is the 6th week for this school year that we've been doing Athlete and Team of the Week. Chase Johnson right now would be your leader in votes. So he would be the number 1 seed right now in the tournament. So Chase, Cardinal football, congratulations to you. Montezuma football, our Team of the Week, congratulations to both of them. Speaking of football, look at that. So Joy Latcham from Pekin football, she's a Pekin football mom. She sent me this picture as they're having breakfast burritos in Pekin right now. As we speak, they are eating this. Breakfast burritos. Well, I think there's Joy right there. It popping up in the comments. So Joy said she was going to say, the running joke between Joy and I is food. And Joy, you said you're going to save me a breakfast burrito for tonight. So I'm counting on it. I'm not going to eat supper tonight before the game. So I'm going to have me a reheated breakfast burrito. Those look fantastic. So yeah, the Pekin boys getting ready for football tonight. We'll, of course, have that game for you right here on Steve Shetler Media. In fact, let's just jump into that right now. There's Josh and Zach and I will be back in Pekin. It's homecoming, and Wapello is the next victim tonight for Pekin football. Josh, Zach will have the commentary. I'll be hanging out as well, and we'll have that game starting. I believe they're going to be introducing all the seniors for all the different fall sports and cheerleading and band and all that stuff. I think that is right around 6:35-ish. So we're going to go on earlier than usual so we can get all of those introductions for all those players, all those athletes, all those band kids. We want to make sure to honor them as part of our broadcast. So we'll go on earlier than usual tonight to make sure we get all of those introductions. Tune in. Boy, this season has just flown by. And it's gone really well, at least from a broadcasting standpoint. So I've been really happy with the way things have been going here on Steve Shetler Media for Pekin football. Now, we will also be doing Pekin basketball this winter. So make sure you stay tuned to Steve Shetler Media for Pekin basketball. That should be fun. Coming up this morning, we will be going to Barnwired in Sigourney. Robert Yeltman. I don't know Robert. I've just messaged him a few times back and forth on Facebook to get things set up for today. So we're all going to get to know Robert together live at Barnwired in Sigourney, your Iowa Senate Small Town Business of the Week, Barnwired. I will be talking to Amanda Snakenberg later on today about that. And we'll be interviewing and getting live music from Robert Yeltman on our Iowa Music Showcase live at Barnwired. Stop in, be part of the live audience, or watch right here on Facebook and YouTube. Tomorrow morning, we will be up and at 'em at the sports section, live from Brothers Market in Sigourney. Now, Eddie Conrad is going to fill in as host tomorrow. Eddie helped me out last year with Keota basketball. I call on him occasionally for help with like parades and stuff like that. So Eddie Conrad, good guy, and he is going to be our host tomorrow. We'll be talking to football coaches from Pekin, English Valleys, and Sigourney Keota. That starts at 8 a.m. Tune in tomorrow for the sports section. Coming up on Tuesday, we'll be going back to Oskaloosa for Bridget's Public House and the Tuesday night tune-up, a TNT. It's Dynamite. Safe Grafke is your host, talking racing, local and area racing. Of course, there's a big event at the Southern Iowa Speedway this weekend, so I'm sure Safe will be recapping that. And we've got a couple of different guests coming up on Tuesday night, so tune in for TNT from Bridget's Public House. What else do we need to get to? Let's do some community calendar type stuff for this weekend. Do want to promote that the Barn City Annual Fireman's Breakfast is coming up Sunday from 7 to 10:30 a.m. Barn City Fire Station. I love Fireman's Breakfast. It's got everything that I enjoy. I love eating breakfast. I could eat breakfast any time of the day, week, it doesn't matter. They've got the eggs, they've got the biscuits and gravy, they've got the sausage, they've got the pancakes. Barn City Annual Fireman's Breakfast coming up this Sunday morning. Make sure you take part in that. What else do we have going on this weekend? Of course, you've been seeing this being promoted heavily here on Steve Shetler Media for the Delta Haunted House. That'll be going on this weekend. We've got the Mayhem Haunted House in Ottumwa. We talked about that earlier. So that's another thing that's going on. What else is this weekend? Trying to find if I'm missing anything in particular for this weekend. I think that's most of the stuff. And then also do want to promote that coming up here in a couple of weeks, we'll have the Enchanted Events Fundraising for the Children event at Enchanted Events just south of Sigourney, just off Highway 149. So put that on your calendars. Okay, shall we do some birthdays? I think we should. Let's do birthdays. Happy birthday. There are so many birthdays today and this weekend. Our celebrity and hometown birthdays brought to us by Hometown Real Estate. Nikki Leathers, your realtor, at 641-295-4142. Okay, the screen. We've got two screens of birthdays today. These are just your hometown birthdays. This is insane. An insane amount of birthdays today. Let's get to them. Judy Gronendijk. You've seen the ad in the corner for Brushed by Jude in Oskaloosa. Well, that's Judy. Judy has a birthday today. So happy birthday to Judy Gronendijk. We've got Marcia Sherman. You know Marcia loves Halloween season. Marcia has a birthday today. Leanne Stutzman has a birthday today. Happy birthday, Leanne. Sandra Popejoy and Ron Brubaker, all with birthdays today. Birthdays for tomorrow, we've got Larry Veldheisen, Ryan Clarahan, Sonia Watson, my country artist buddy Jordan Beam has a birthday tomorrow. Tanner Halloran with a birthday tomorrow. Then on Sunday, Stacy Shetler has a birthday. Wow, Stacy Shetler, imagine that. Has a birthday coming up this weekend from Shetler Insurance Services, I should mention. So, Stacy, that's my wife. Happy birthday, Stacy. I hope you have a great day on Sunday and a great birthday weekend. We've got Brittany Clarahan with a birthday on Sunday. Dan Adams, a big supporter of Steve Shetler Media. You always see Dan. Is Dan in the comment? I'm assuming Dan is in the comments this morning. Yes. He was saying good morning earlier. So happy birthday to you in advance, Dan. Rita Allspaw with a birthday this weekend. Kyle Taylor. Catherine, I don't want to mess up your last name. Catherine Gores, I think, has a birthday on Sunday. I think that's how you say that. Catherine. Kat, happy birthday to you. Charlie Schilling with a birthday. Denny Boss has a birthday. And then we've got from the Sigourney Public Library, Miss Amanda and her husband Nathan celebrating their 5th anniversary coming up on Sunday. So tons of local and area birthdays and an anniversary for this weekend. Happy birthday and anniversary to all of you folks. Now, celebrity birthdays. Boy, our celebrity birthday list looks like nothing compared to the other list. Celebrity birthdays for today, we've got country singer Gene Watson. What a voice on that guy, 81 years old. Daryl Hall, I did not think that he was 78 years old. That surprises me. From Hall & Oates, Daryl Hall, 78. Steve Young from football, the 49ers, is 63. Joan Cusack, the actress, is 62. Sean Patrick Flannery, the actor, is 59. Actress Jane Krakowski is 56. From rodeo, we've got Ty Murray turning 55. And Cardi B is 32. Cardi B. So, yeah, those are your birthdays. Tons of birthdays. And that anniversary brought to us by Hometown Real Estate here on Steve Shetler Media. Hey, good morning to you. We are doing the morning wake up. And yes, again, it's brought to us by Stam Garden Center and Nursery, live from the Oski Dental Studios. It is October 11th on this Friday, 52 degrees right now. On this date in history, 1868, Thomas Edison filed for his very first patent. You know what it was for? It was for his invention called the vote recorder. I think we need to go back to these things because the vote recorders that we have right now generally don't work. Or they take too long. Or, you get to like 3 a.m. overnight on the night of the election, and all of a sudden these votes just start coming in. It's weird when that happens like that. But Thomas Edison's vote recorder, patented back in 1868. It was on this date in 1919. The very first in-flight meals were served on board a flight from London to Paris. 1919 for that. And then Saturday Night Live, making its debut on TV in 1975. Your host was George Carlin. I'm sure they had a fun time with the button, the censor button, trying to keep George Carlin under control back in 1975 for the SNL debut. Today, on the National Day calendar, we are celebrating National Curves Day. I don't know if that's curves in the road or curves on the ladies, but it's National Curves Day. Celebrate however you want, I guess. International Day of the Girl Child. That's a weird name. It's National Take Your Parents to Lunch Day. Hey, somebody wake up my daughter Riley. She is probably up. probably getting ready to go to school right now. Take your parents to lunch day. Yeah. It's National Fossil Day. It's National Sausage Pizza Day. And it's National Emergency Nurses Day. Hello, nurse. Emergency Nurses Day. We do celebrate the nurses in the emergency room for taking care of us when we need that. All right, before we go any further, let's hear from our sponsors, including our headliner, Stam Garden Center and Nursery.
Stam Garden Center. Transform your indoor and outdoor space with our stunning selection. Visit us today, open 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, located at 2421 Highway 92, Oskaloosa.
Oski Vasati Pink is a refreshing, sweet, fizzy pink wine with tropical fruit aromas including pineapple and lychee, followed by the zingy green apple and citrus on the palate. It even complements milk chocolate. It's a great wine for celebrating big birthdays, family holidays, and weddings, or drink it with that special dinner. Oski Vasati Pink is available at Tassel Ridge Winery and at some of our nearly 400 retail outlets in Iowa. If you don't see Oski Vasati Pink from Tassel Ridge Winery in your favorite store, ask the manager to get it for you. Tassel Ridge Winery is located in Lighton on Highway 163 between Pella and Oskaloosa and is open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday from 9 to 6, Saturday from 10 to 6, and Sunday from noon to 6. Check our website at tasselridge.com.
Life's better when you're under our roof. Because when you feel totally protected, your family's free to enjoy their dreams.
Try it again. You're getting the hang of this. Good job.
American Family Insurance.
Contact Christy Tarr in Oskaloosa at 641-673-8965.
When shopping here at Helmuth Ford, we will do our best to put you in the vehicle that you want, that you love, and that is safe for your family.
Your safety is our focus. That's why we are a full-service repair facility.
We'd love to sell you a vehicle of your choosing. If we don't have it, we'll do our best to find it for you. If you're looking for a vehicle with low miles, a great price, and a friendly atmosphere, come visit us here at Helmuth Ford.
We look forward to seeing you soon.
See our full inventory at helmuthford.com.
Bridget's Public House is an Irish pub located at 208 First Avenue East, Oskaloosa. Bridget's Public House hopes you find it a warm, welcoming space that also serves delicious, unique Irish-based options created in their kitchen. And don't forget a cold beverage of choice. Located just off the square next to True Value. Come in and check out the unique decor at Bridget's Public House while enjoying a beverage or food. Follow Bridget's Public House on Facebook and stop in person at 208 First Avenue East, Oskaloosa. That's Bridget's Public House. Locally owned and operated. Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa. It's more than a drugstore. They offer framing, merchandise like collectibles, a gift shop, crafts, college gear, and more. Plus cards, candles, and a whole lot more. Mahaska Drug is open late and on the weekends to fit your lifestyle. For more than just a drugstore, call 641-673-3439 or stop by Mahaska Drug at 205 North E Street in Oskaloosa. Mahaska Drug. It's more than a drugstore.
Thank you for calling the City Cinema Mega Multiplex Du Quad Triomni Theaters, where entertainment is always elusive. Now playing, a city worker gives his street a makeover in My Old Asphalt. Don Cheadle opens a bar that offers healthy drinks in Cheadle Juice. A hairstylist works exclusively on fashions for machines in The Styled Robot. And this score just in, Terrifier 3, Joker 2. Why put off taking in a movie when you can begin making new regrets today? Here at your nearest City Cinema Mega Multiplex Du Quad Triomni Theaters. Thank you for calling.
I don't know about you guys, but I love that. I look forward to that every Friday here on the Morning Wake Up. We're brought to us by Stam Garden Center and Nursery from the Oski Dental Studios. Let's go ahead and do some things. you need to know. Whoa. Some things you need to know. Well, did you know? New Year's Eve, we're still a few months away from New Year's Eve, but you can spend New Year's Eve with Keith Urban, mate. New Year's Eve Live, Nashville's Big Bash. Keith Urban evidently, I don't know if he's going to be the host. This doesn't really say. But Keith Urban must be a big part of that show. How about Ethel Kennedy? The widow of Robert F. Kennedy died yesterday at the age of 96. R.I.P. Ethel. Sad news. Soccer star George Baldock found dead in his swimming pool. He was just 31 years old. George Baldock from soccer. Here's something you can look forward to. 7-Up Shirley Temple. I believe we've talked about that before. That's going to be coming to Target, Walmart, other outlets. 7-Up Shirley Temple. Look for that soon. Wimbledon. Going to be making the switch from human line judges to electronic judges. So bring on the bots. Yeah, Wimbledon. Again, so instead of having somebody watching the line where the tennis balls hit and they're inbounds or they're out of bounds, instead of people making the call, they're going to have basically AI or computers, artificial intelligence, watching those lines. Let's see here. Of course, in Florida, they're dealing with all the hurricanes, but Taylor Swift coming to town. She's kind of a hurricane of her own. Swifties, glad that the hurricanes stayed away from Miami because that's where Taylor Swift is resuming her Eras tour at the Hard Rock Stadium tonight. That seems kind of weird. Like a big chunk of the state of Florida dealing with the after effects of the hurricanes, and then Taylor Swift's going to have a party in Miami. So I guess it depends on where you're at in Florida. If you're a fan of Amazon's Reacher TV series, that has been renewed for a 4th season. Now, season 3 hasn't even aired yet, but it has been renewed already. Season 2 of Reacher was the most viewed release on Prime Video in 2023. So, good news there if you're a Reacher fan. How about the adult animated series Velma? That is not good news. It has been canceled by Max. So if you like gay Velma, that's not working out so well. Back to tennis. 22-time Grand Slam champion Rafael Nadal says he's going to be retiring from tennis after next month's Davis Cup finals. So Rafael Nadal. How much money does Michael Jordan have? A lot. That's the quick answer. He has enough money to buy himself a new private jet for $65 million. It's a Gulfstream jet with a pretty flamboyant custom paint job. Michael Jordan with his new $65 million jet. I mean, the guy's the greatest, probably the greatest athlete of all time. Michael Jordan, so he deserves to make a bunch of money. And then finally, if you watch Netflix, The Night Agent, and liked it, you should know there are at least 2 more seasons of The Night Agent on the way for Netflix. I'm not familiar with that, so I might have to look into that. Shall we go to today's impossible question? Today's impossible question. Today's impossible question. I don't know about this one. 18% of people will leave the house with this today and never use it. What do you think? 18% of people will leave the house with this today and never use it. What are we talking about? Let's go to the comments. Good morning, Bubby, Patrick, Dan, Sherry, Nancy, Sandy, Cindy, Jackie, Neil Crott is in the comments. Look at that. Neil says he's been abducted by Somalian fishermen. Evidently, they get cell phone service wherever he's been abducted. So Neil, good to hear from you. I miss you, Neil. We've been waiting for Neil all week long, but just not happening. Poor Neil. Joy, good morning to you. Joy, if you're still watching, give us an update on how the breakfast burritos are going over. Sherry, Anthony, and Eloise, good morning to everybody. Good to see you guys in the comments. We are running long today here on the Morning Wake Up, brought to us by Stam Garden Center and Nursery. 18% of people will leave the house with this today and never use it. We are talking about a gym bag. Don't know about that. I don't know about that. Let's get weird.
That is weird.
In some weird today. Don't want to talk about that. How about a guy that looks for rocks for a living, stumbling across this in the Australian outback, mate? He unearthed a unique crystal hidden in a pile of dirt. His name is Patrick Gunderson. Let's see here. He spoke with Fox News Digital about his find on Monday. He found a quartz in what's called the Harts Range of Australia's Northern Territory, mate, over the summer. In a video that he posted on Instagram, Gunderson is seen digging up the quartz, pulling it out of the ground. They call it an celestial quartz, mostly white with a purple tip. So, there you go. Nice rock, stone, mineral found in Australia. Let's go to this one. A woman says her relationship with her boyfriend ended after a disagreement over how to handle her lottery winnings. Specifically, his demand that a portion of the winnings be set aside for his dog. This is real. On Reddit, the woman shared that she won about $50,000 in the lottery. Prior to the winning, she and her boyfriend, who's 29 years old, would often joke about splitting any hypothetical winnings between her, him, and his golden retriever, Baxter. However, she always believed it was just a lighthearted conversation. Evidently, the guy was taking it serious. Once she actually won, her boyfriend insisted that Baxter receive a $10,000 share to be placed in a trust fund for future vet bills, toys, and other needs. She thought that was ridiculous, and their relationship has since ended. Let's go to alligators in Florida. There's a video making the rounds of some waste management guys in Florida. They were videoing just at the moment that an alligator came out of the water and lunged out of the floodwaters and attacked the tire of their vehicle. This might be worth looking up online. Dave and Amanda of North Fort Myers Sanitation driving through floodwaters in the Riverbend neighborhood of North Fort Myers when they had the encounter with the hungry reptile that latched onto the tire. So might want to look that up online. Let's go from Florida to California. A crash on California highway caused an hours-long traffic jam. Not a traffic jam, a traffic yam. It's a play on words. When one of the vehicles lost its load of sweet potatoes onto the roadway. A traffic yam. Shall we go to the files of law and disorder? Yes, we should. Officers on Tuesday night stopped a man and woman driving a stolen car in Oregon. They found much more than they bargained for. They found much more than a stolen car, in fact. Officers pulled over the couple. They searched the car and discovered cash, a loaded gun, scales, and a bag that said, quote, definitely not a bag full of drugs. They had the bag of drugs labeled, definitely not a bag full of drugs. With drugs inside, of course. Police intend to pursue charges against the man for delivery of meth, unlawful possession of meth, unauthorized use of a vehicle, and possession of a stolen vehicle. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it's a good idea to put on your bag of meth, definitely not a bag full of drugs. Up next, I had this really funny story that I was going to do with Neil today. I don't know if Neil is still watching. I'm going to save it for later, though, because It's worth the humor that could possibly come out of it. Let's do, though, something that will make you smile. It's brought to us by our friends at Lifetime Dental Solutions.
Something that makes you smile.
And you can join Dr. Stacy Freeze and Lifetime Dental Solutions at their new location, 115 South Jefferson in Sigourney. They are moved in and ready to go at Lifetime Dental Solutions. They bring us something to make you smile. And let's go back to the Hurricanes. A Tampa man, nicknamed Lieutenant Dan, is safe after riding out the Hurricane Milton, in his sailboat. He says, "I'm doing fine." The man, whose real name is reportedly Joseph Malinowski, said after Milton made landfall in videos shared to X late on Wednesday, the man, who's been named after the character, Lieutenant Dan, Gary Sinise in Forrest Gump back in the 90s, he could be seen in his 20-foot boat on the water after the hurricane made landfall. An anchor for the local news outlet talked to Lieutenant Dan, and Dan says, I don't know what he says. He said it with a southern accent, though. It was going to be funny, and I ruined it. But Lieutenant Dan down in Florida, he's doing okay. He's doing all right. You can read that story in its entirety with Lieutenant Dan. Coming up in just a few minutes, 7:45 each morning, are Something to Make You Smile. Post goes up on Facebook. It's brought to us by Lifetime Dental Solutions here on Steve Shetler Media. All right, let's take one last look at our weather before we get out of here for today. Nice and sunny. It is hot today. A high around 87 degrees, but will only be highs in the 60s by Sunday. So definite cool down coming our way. Let's see here. Coming up video-wise today, up at the video schedule on the wall, we've got In Remembrance Of. That's at 8 a.m. 11:30 this morning, we're going live at Barnwired for our Iowa Music Showcase. 5:30 has Successful Farming. And then probably around 6:30, we're going to go on early tonight for Pekin football, as they'll be announcing all of the kids that are active in sports, cheerleading, band, for the homecoming festivities. So we'll go on early, make sure that's broadcast, and you can tune in. Kickoff scheduled for 7 o'clock for Pekin homecoming against Wapello. Make sure you tune in tonight for Pekin football. They're having a fantastic season. All right, that does it for this morning. And the morning wake-up, we do thank Stam Garden Center and Nursery. Let's bring up their information. You can experience the color at Stam's, just outside of Oskaloosa. Make sure you check out Autumn Acres. And we thank Oski Dental for bringing us our studios. Okay, that does it for today. You guys have a great Friday. We'll be back here on Monday at 7 a.m.